Hello, my name is James Batchelor and today I'm going to be showing you around the new CUPRA Formentor. We've got two bookends of the range, the 150 and the range topping 310. Now the CUPRA name may sound familiar yet strange at the same time. That's because it's a totally separate brand from Seat these days and it's a premium performance brand, and this, the Formentor, is the first bespoke car to be launched under the CUPRA brand. And I think it looks absolutely fantastic. This particular car in VZ2 310 trim turns the aggression level up another notch, and there's a cool coupe SUV look to the way this car looks. Now at the back it looks particularly good, what with a steeply raked rear screen and the light bar that extends all the way across the back of the car. It gives this car a really distinctive look, especially at night. But that's enough of the way this car looks. Let's take it out on the road. Now the Formentor may be a performance car, but CUPRA hasn't forgotten the essentials. So there's a good amount of space in the back, more than enough space for a couple of 6-foot passengers, and the boot is 420 litres, which is very good for this class of car. And there's plenty of space up here as well, and loads of toys. Now every Formentor gets a 12-inch screen with sat-nav, you get a digital cockpit, you get sports seats with copper detailing, lots and lots of copper detailing on the dashboard as well. You get LED front headlamps, that LED rear light bar with dynamic turning indicators. You also get Apple CarPlay, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto, and adaptive cruise control. You also get plenty of safety equipment like roadside assist, for example, and the equipment list just goes on and on and on. Now engine-wise, there's a 1.5 150 with 6-speed manual gearbox and a 7-speed automatic. There's a couple of plug-in hybrids as well that give between 34 and 36 miles of pure electric range. And in time, there's going to be a 2-litre petrol with 190 horsepower and 245. And we've got the 150 here with the DSG automatic gearbox, and I would swear this car has got far more power than 150 horsepower. It really does zing along right up to the rev line. It gives tremendous punch actually, and it's mated to an automatic gearbox that really slips through the gears so smoothly. Now handling wise, this car really is on the button. The front end on this car is particularly good. Every single CUPRA gets an electronic front diff as well, which really helps to turn the car into the apex of the corner. And it really does deliver. It feels very agile. You can sit very low down in this car, which personally I quite like, and it gives this car a real sporting feel. Yes, it is an SUV, but it feels a bit more like a hot hatchback. Now this 1.5 also returns 42 mpg, so it's fun and it doesn't bust your wallet. But for the ultimate in shoestring performance motoring, you're going to have to go for the plug-in hybrids because they deliver excellent fuel economy and low CO2 emissions, so they are perfect if you're a company car driver. Now we're in the 310 with its 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine pushing out 310 horsepower. And this is a great engine, really responsive. It's mated to a 4-wheel drive system giving you plenty of traction. And this engine really revs pretty high, just over 6,000 revs, very smooth. and it's mated to a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox as well that just fires through the gears when you want it to. The thing that really strikes me with this 310 model is the different characters it's got. There are more driving modes than in the 150, and you've got an off-road mode, for example, you've got a sport mode, you've got a comfort mode, and you've got a CUPRA mode. Now, this is a CUPRA after all. It would be wrong of me not to explore the CUPRA mode. Now, in the 310 models, you get a slightly different steering wheel. The drive mode selector is on the left-hand side of the wheel. The engine start-stop button is moved from the center console to the steering wheel, and in its place you've got a button to turn off the traction control, which is quite nice. Now, if you cycle through the driving modes, you get to CUPRA, and I don't know if you can hear that, but the engine note has changed. The engine has woken up a little bit, and it just sharpens everything up. So that's the steering, it firms up the suspension, and it just it really does shift this engine, and it makes a great noise as well. You wouldn't have thought that 2 minutes ago I was in comfort mode and the engine was nice and quiet, the suspension was soft. Now, fantastic level of response, and the noise is just great. It just makes the Formentor, which is already a fun and quick car, just that little bit more exciting. Now, the 310 models come in VZ2 and VZ3 trims. You get 19-inch machined alloy wheels on the VZ2 like we've got here, and big copper and black ones on the VZ3. Now, both trim levels come with these fantastic leather bucket seats. You can have them in black or in the blue. We've got the very fetching blue shade here. And the VZ3 models also get sport suspension and big Brembo brakes for additional stopping power. There's no shortage of equipment on the Formentor at all. Well, there we are then. That is the CUPRA Formentor. If you're interested in a test drive, get in contact with your local CUPRA retailer in Poole, Portsmouth and Southampton.